guys, Joe here from XFoxGames. Check it out, we got the G01. Now, before we even start this review, I want to take a step back and say thank you to everybody who has made my Etsy journey possible. About a year ago, I started making mods thinking no one would buy them, or just, thinking, hey, let's just throw this up here and see, and we just passed 500 orders, so thank you guys very much. That is just unbelievable, and it just, it makes me want to continue to create, all these kind of cool mods when new blasters come out. And again, a big thank you. Okay, so enough with that. The G01 here, I know some of you guys are probably thinking, wait a second, that sure looks like the Valkyrie, which is right here. We did a full review on this, and you're right, they very much look the same, especially the same color variant of the Valkyrie to the color variant of the G01. They are pretty much the same, but there are a ton of differences. I feel like the Valkyrie is kind of the big brother to this, or maybe this is version 1.0 and the Valkyrie is 2.0. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. I might do a compare video, coming up here, but let's just hop in and take a look at the box of this thing. It's very similar, again, to the Valkyrie box. Not a lot on the outside of the box, just kind of goes over what it is, but inside the box you got the blaster. Now, mine came with 30 rounds, but it came with 3 different types. Some that looked like bamboo, some that looked like Worker Gen 3s, some that worked like Dart Zone Pro. So I don't know if yours are going to come like that, but just saying. And mine did come with some kind of iron sights, which I did not use. It comes with the foregrip, and of course 2 barrels. One is going to be a plastic barrel, and the other one is going to be a metal barrel with kind of an orange tip on there. Now, since we're on the topic of barrels, I tried both barrels in here and shooting and chronographing them. None of them produced a higher FPS. I roughly got about 124 FPS regardless of the barrel that was used. So I just kind of want to throw it out there. Putting this thing together is an absolute breeze. It should be very straightforward. Now, looking at this thing in the hands, look at that. It feels so good in the hands. Ergonomically, it is lightweight, and it just feels well built. This plastic injection molded stuff, it's awesome. It is solid, and it feels really good. And it just, gosh, this design reminds me of the Pathfinder. I mean, we'll look at that here in a little bit, but it's still kick butt nonetheless. Now, on this particular blaster, it does have that adjustable stock. It does have 3 different positions, so whatever your preference is, whether it's all the way back, the first, second, or third, I think it will fit quite a few different types of ergonomic positions depending on how you want to shoot. I thought they were all comfortable, and I do have kind of lengthy arms. But yeah, look at that. It looks great. The mag release here is a little button that is on the side. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because the mag release for this comparison to the Valkyrie is completely different. On this, you kind of have that big orange kind of accent piece there. Now, I found myself pushing that often because that's what the Valkyrie was. You can push that big piece to release the mag. But this, it just has the button. So I'm going to throw this up here. Yeah, you could see there is no button on the Valkyrie. It is that big orange piece there that you actually push to release the mag. So I thought that was kind of nice. It makes the whole blaster that much more sleek, I would say. But, I mean, overall, guys, this thing, absolutely rocks. So let's get out there on the actual range and shoot this thing. I'm about, roughly about 30 feet away, 35 feet away, somewhere right in there. And, man, it absolutely is a bruiser. Absolutely is a bruiser. Coming in at 124 FPS, this thing has tremendous accuracy, very much like the Valkyrie, very much like a lot of the blasters that I've previously reviewed. This thing is for sure accurate. One thing that I wish it had with it is one of those nerfy ball-bearing scars on there. This does not have it, and I'm going to say that does help with accuracy. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't. So this did not come with one of those nerfy ball-bearing scars, but just look at that. Super accurate. I did have an issue because my barrel came loose. I forgot to tighten it down, so some of the shots kind of came out funky, but for the most part, it came out absolutely great to shooting. Now, if we flip it around here so you guys can listen to this, I mean, listen to these things whiz by you. It is just brutal with these things just shooting by. Again, 124 SPS. Now, mine did come with an extra spring because I ordered it. It is supposed to be the 1.4 spring, which I believe is what the Valkyrie does. So you should be getting around 150 if you put that in there, but I felt like, the Prime felt good enough with this particular spring. So there you go. That's me shooting. As I always say, go back and check that out if you guys want to check it out. But, with the stock spring in here, the Prime is really easy. It is super, super easy. Now, one of the things, though, with this is, you know, the Prime coming back, I wish I had that kind of spring like this, like the Valkyrie does, where it has the spring on the shaft there. So when you're pulling it back, you know, you get a little bit more of a, you know, a resistance, but the return is so buttery smooth with that spring underneath there. It is just crazy. Now, I forgot to mention this, that the stocks, if you guys look here, the initial starting point on this first stock is right there. So it is actually, I mean, that's probably going to fit most individuals. But the Valkyrie's start point is actually about an inch closer. So you actually start a little more compact. So it is something, you know, a small notice and small difference that I noticed was the original position here was actually really, really good starting point for me comparison to the second position on the Valkyrie was a starting position. So I looked and I was like, oh yeah, they're a little bit different in the starting positions. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, the magazine that comes with this is a 13-round magazine. Now, this is not compatible with the Valkyrie's magazine or vice versa. I was blown away about it. I was like, oh my gosh, they gotta work, but they just don't fit. The mag wells are a little bit different on each, so they don't cross compatible. And it drove me crazy. Also, these do not work with the angled worker magazines. I was hoping they would work. I know they didn't work with the Valkyrie. What's happening is they're just fatter. They're just fatter by maybe 3 or 4 millimeters, somewhere right in there. So you just cannot get the mag to be up in there, and it kind of drives me crazy because with a lot of these newer blasters that are coming out, I feel like the mags are specific to the blaster, and so they are very specific. So I only got 1 mag for this and 2 mags for the Valkyrie, but maybe I'll get more. I don't know, but when it comes to this blaster, do I recommend getting it? Sure, if it is your price point, right? I'll leave a link down in the description. This is a competition blaster, hands down. It feels way better than, say, like the Nexus Pro. This thing just feels very, very premium as comparison to me, like the Nexus Pro it felt good, but it felt kind of flimsy kind of at the same time. But if you are going to be wanting something that performs a little bit better, feels a little bit better, has kind of those upgrades that you're looking for, I would definitely go with the Valkyrie. It has some of those features on it that you're just like, okay, those make sense, and it just feels a little bit better and shoots a little bit harder because of the spring. But that is my 2 cents on this, guys. I'll probably do a compare video between these two, a little more in-depth, and kind of go over some of the stuff that we've talked about. But yeah, this thing rocks for the price point. It is absolute game changer when it's coming to kind of foam flinging this summer or this year. Whew! I haven't seen many of these out there, and I am super pumped to actually use this in a war. But who knows? I might just actually go the Valkyrie and just swap out the spring to the 120 spring and just go that. But yeah, that's my 2 cents, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks again, Fox fans.